has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, hanging out the bad seed, the broken in the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shake-it-up should do, along with the Tutty and Tater King himself, the founder of the LC podcast, the right soul of the sheet of integrity. And to put it with the golf guru, it's Carver High this afternoon, ladies. Mafia is running it with Luke, I am your father. The rundown on a Terrible Towel Tuesday. A double shot with Morency this very hour from British Columbia. And then Mike DeCourcy will join us today as well. And John Jastrzemski. Your boy from The Ringer, JJ. How about your boy? I think he had a baby. I think over the weekend, Saturday, he had a daughter.
That's true.
We'll just get that out of the way early here before he comes on, that he's in for the nightmare of his life with a newborn. What a nightmare. I want to just ask, oh, it's your beautiful baby. Congratulations. And little does he know what he's in store for, that poor kid.
Yes, it's not easy, that's for sure. But yes, he brought baby Ellie home yesterday, I believe. Is when he brought the baby home. So, congratulations to him. And he's already ready. We got right into it. Made sure that he got her home in time to watch the Knicks game last night. That was his entire thing. He had to make sure he was home in time to watch the Knicks. I'm sure everybody in New York was glad they were home in time to watch the Knicks. Scotty, what a performance by them last night, as they are now up 3-1 on the Celtics. Brunson was awesome. Cat, Bridges, Anunoby, on and on and on. And the Knicks now one win away from the Eastern Conference Final. How about that?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I got home in time to watch it. I got home for the,
You eject anyone? Did you throw anyone out?
I did not tech anyone. I let the boys play. I let the boys be boys. I called like 7 fouls in 2 games. That was it. I just let them bang. And unless it was obvious, I let it go. And I never had any incidents. I got home. I saw basically the second half. And I saw him finish off the Celtics. I saw Tatum go down. I saw the whole thing. I thought Brunson was epic again. The late run finished them off. The third quarter was an enormous Knick advantage. And then, obviously, now the whole thing at 3-1 comes down to, frankly, that Tatum injury. I don't think it's any different than Curry. Curry's not playing. The Dubs are going down. Tatum's not playing. You would think they would go down, but they are not finished. I think a lot of people think they're finished now. I saw the Knicks are the favorite to go to the finals, all this other stuff. They still got to win a game. Obviously, Game 5 in Boston, tomorrow night? And then Game 6 at worst in New York at MSG. And then Game 7 would be back in Boston. They got to win 1 of 3. That's what their job is. They can't worry about Tatum's problems. And I think the Celtics franchise is the one that has to worry about Tatum's problems, because the way that thing looked last night, I mean, people already were guessing it's Achilles and that he's finished for a year, but they haven't announced that. They haven't said the results of that MRI. So I thought maybe by showtime today, we'd have an idea of what the injury is. Not yet. We'll see if that happens or comes to fruition in the next couple of hours.
Yeah, I think you'd like to think at some point today we would know a little more, whether that's in the next 3 hours here on Coast to Coast or at least some point tonight. I'm sure that when they come on tonight for the broadcast, who's got it tonight? TNT. I'm sure all their insider types are going to have all their information about what it is, and you'll probably.
Do you think they were going to lose that game if he doesn't get injured? Do you think they were going to lose that game last night?
They were losing that game no matter what. When that injury happened with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, right around there, and the Knicks were That was right. That Anunoby slam. The Knicks were putting the finishing touches right there. It would not have mattered. I know he had 42 points. He had a huge night. Knicks were winning that game whether he got hurt at that moment or not. They had all the momentum going. Now, I agree with you on, I think a lot of times we sit here and we do, when a team goes up 3-1, we go, yeah, it's over. They're not losing 3 in a row. They're not doing any of that. I'm not, like the Warriors and the Timberwolves, like that's over at 3-1. Like that, I don't think that there's any, unless you want to tell me the Warriors somehow win the next game and Steph comes back and plays Superman in Game 6 and forget all that. I think that's really pie in the sky stuff. The Celtics are the defending champs. Even if Tatum's not out there, they got a lot of guys that can hit 1 billion threes.
Right.
And all it takes is one to start the ball rolling a little bit. And they beat them in Boston in Game 5. Where does the pressure start to fall? It starts to fall on the Knicks because they were up 3-1. So you want to take care of business as fast as you possibly can here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy. With Brown and with White and with Holiday, and you got the two bigs, Horford and the Zinger. You got Pritchard. It goes on and on. They've been playing without Hauser. He's another guy that can shoot. And they got Cornette, another enormous big. Listen, this is not the end of the world. Everyone acting like they died last night, I think is premature, and I think it's not anywhere near that. I think literally, do you know the number for tomorrow night in Boston already? Have they written them off in that game? That they're not. What is the spread in that game?
They currently, I will give that to you right now. If you give me probably about 12 seconds,
5?
I'll be able to get that for
5.
you. 4.5 right now. 4.5. I have it this very second.
And they're still favored.
Still favored, even
still
with him.
Favored without him. What does that tell you?
Right. That tells me that there's still, there's still ways to go here for the Knicks. There's still one. It's the hardest to get that last one, especially against a team that has won it, and they're the defending champs. It's going to be very hard to get. And I don't think the Celtics are going to be laying down for any of that. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the T-Wolves going up 3-1. We've got 2 games tonight with the Pacers trying to finish off the Cavs, 2-2 with the Thunder and the Nuggets. But I got to get this in, too, before this segment ends. Can you believe that the Mavericks won the draft lottery last night and are going to get Cooper Flag? I mean, come on. That guy gets rewarded for his stupid trade that he made with Luka Doncic, and he's going to get Cooper Flag now.
Well,
amazing.
Listen, I figured you'd mention him, obviously, and I thought to myself today when I was working out, I was like, he had nothing to do with it. This isn't because of him. This guy's like, are you kidding me? I'm sure he's not that stupid to take credit for this.
He's getting the benefit of it though, because now he gets to go pick him. So he had nothing to do with getting it, but now he gets Cooper Flag put on his roster.
I got to be honest with you. I still think people in Dallas hate Nico Harrison's guts, and it doesn't matter that they got Cooper Flag. What they're happy about is that. Not him. They still hate him. So I think he benefits having that guy. Obviously, they're so lucky. It's not even 1% chance, and they got him. Now, I said to you yesterday on the show 10 times, and to Coach, the Islanders did it with 3%. Who's to say 3% or 1% couldn't get the number 1 pick tonight? Sure enough, it happened, and they got him. So, honestly, it really made me sick to my stomach, though. It really does suck, doesn't it?
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star three trio is, they can make the guys around them better, and they can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
You can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 East on all of our TV and radio outlets. We get Morency for a double shot every day on Coast to Coast. So what are these, the Worlds? And then are these all the guys like on Team Canada that aren't in the playoffs, et cetera?
Exactly. It's the World Hockey Championships, which is actually a very big deal to the European countries. And in Europe, it's taken very seriously. And, yeah, it's basically players that are not in the playoffs yet. You can join, right? Like, so you can play in the first round and then still join, basically. And it's basically the Four Nations face-off team, Scott. Marc-Andre Fleury.
In goal, I see.
Binnington's playing. Binnington, this is his first start. So Marc-Andre Fleury played in the last game. Super cool. He's retiring. One last chance to play was Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby's here. Nate McKinnon's on this team. Like this, Binnington is the goalie. I could go on. It's essentially the Four Nations face-off team. It's like Canada's elite team. They're not playing around. Normally, they don't do this. Sidney Crosby doesn't normally play in the World Championships. Nate McKinnon, like normally, it's for younger players that try to prove themselves to make the next sort of Olympic team or big-time team. Right. But this is as deep as it gets right now, man, with Canada. I mean, it's super cool. Yeah, but it's bigger ice, right? It's European ice, so you got a bigger ice surface, so it's more skating. Sheet. Yeah, and they call a lot of penalties, too, if you hit people. So
really?
It's not NHL. Yeah, it's not the NHL. It's international hockey. And it's not rest from the NHL. You got dudes from Switzerland or Germany, whatever. So they view hockey a little bit different, right? So Canada has gotten called for a couple of penalties. USA lost yesterday to Switzerland, actually. US's team is pretty good, but it's not the Four Nations stuff. A lot of the top American players are still playing. And like I said, I don't know, this is weird that Canada did this. It was like Fleury, went, Crosby went, McKinnon went, and they're setting the tone, basically, for the Olympics. They won the Four Nations, they want the World Championship, and they want the gold medal next year. And it's like a continuation of things. This is like, I bet on them. Scott, they were plus 280 to win the championship, Canada. And then it was announced that Nate McKinnon and Sidney Crosby were playing, and it went all the way to plus 130. I got it at 130. I didn't fully trust them before. I was like, yeah, they could win. It's in Sweden, too, and Sweden are pretty good at hockey, as we all know, right? So I imagine it's going to end up being Canada versus Sweden in a gold medal game.
So what did you think last night of the Oilers and Skinner, who everyone thinks sucks, and he pitches a shutout, and now they're going to finish off Vegas.
You've been the president of the Edmonton Oilers fan club in the playoffs, and I'm on board. I took them to win the cup at plus 400, Scott. Last week we talked about it. Now it's like plus 275. They're the favorites to win the cup. They're a juggernaut. I don't think they're going to be beat. Now, listen, it looks like they're going to end up playing the Dallas Stars after tonight. The series is, clearly on the line tonight. The Winnipeg Jets have to find a way to freaking win a game on the road. But this Edmonton team, Scott, just next level right now. Like they're clicking on all cylinders. I saw a stat. They're 14-2 in the playoffs when Evander Kane scores a goal, 8-0 at home. They're getting contributions from everybody. It's not just Draisaitl and Connor McDavid right now. They look like cup contenders, and I know it's never sexy. Nobody ever wants to pick like a rematch and stuff, but the way things are going, Scott, it was going to be shocking if it's Edmonton versus Florida again in the finals.
So Carolina, again, kicked ass and took names. I think the Caps are finished too.
I think the Caps, and listen, I've been all over the Caps not being that good, Scott. I thought the Canadians could beat them. That might have been a little bit much. They were right there. They were just sort of a day late and $1 short. Caps are in over their head right now. It's strange, isn't it? Because the Caps had this great regular season, but the Caps are not a young team. Why the Capitals were good this year was because of all these veteran acquisitions that they made, the Chikharins type. Like they did a great job of like bringing these veteran type of players, and they're kind of hitting a wall right now. They were driven by this Ovechkin stuff a lot in the regular season. Like they're a good regular season team. And one thing with the Canes, guys, the Canes don't have household names, right? You want like the Canes, like they have a ton of European dudes, all right, the Carolina Hurricanes, like a ton of them. And it's like, oh yeah, this guy, he's pretty good, isn't he? That guy, he's pretty good. Number one, the Carolina Hurricanes are never on TV. All right, so I'm not holding it against anybody that doesn't know the Carolina Hurricane players that well. They're never on TV. Nobody talks about the Carolina freaking Hurricanes ever in the NHL media, but they're damn good. Like they're good. Like they're a lot like the Dallas Stars. They just skate fast, they think fast, they play fast, they shoot the puck like 100 times a game, right? Like they literally have like 100 shot attempts every game. They're a dangerous team, man. Like I said, I picked Carolina versus Dallas like 2 months ago. I've been flip-flopping all over the place, Scott. But with that being stated, I think Edmonton would beat Dallas, but I'm taking the Winnipeg Jets tonight because I'm insanely stupid, and I think that the Jets are going to finally win a freaking road game tonight.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that at all. Like they've been getting their ass beat.
And I understand why. You know, Connor Hellebuck, Scott, he's given up 4 more goals in 8 straight road playoff games. That's pretty insane. Like 8 straight, going back to last year.
Awful. So why are you betting on him?
Because I believe in him. I believe in this team. I think.
I believe he's going to give up 5 more tonight.
But the thing is, he's so good at home. Like, listen, I tell you what's good. I always thought he was a little overrated, to be honest. I was like, yeah, he's good, but he's not like, I've seen him up close a lot. Like, I go to these games and he's freaking big, right? And I remember I was at a game once. I was like, I swear to God, he didn't even see the puck half the time when he saved it. Like a lot of goalies don't. It's a dirty secret in the NHL, right? The puck is so fast. Everything's moving so fast. That's why positioning is so important. And he's just such a big dude, and he's well positioned. So a lot of times he doesn't actually see the puck that he's stopping. It hits his pad and he's in the right spot, right? But so I always thought he was a little overrated. Like going into the 4 Nations, USA has Hellebuck. USA, I'm good for them. Like I said the Winnipeg Jets have Hellebuck too, right? So I get where you're going with this, Scott, but he is a good goalie. They got to score first. And I tell you what, another thing, he's given up, Scott, the first shot on goal 4 times has been a goal in the playoffs this year. Like, that's insane. It's happened to him 4 times in his career, and now it's happened 4 times in the last couple of weeks.
Well, look, I hope you're right for your sake, but I'm just not going there with this team. I think, it's going to be Dallas and Edmonton, and then Edmonton's going to finish them off is what I think's happening.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career, made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wants to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the Manning.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So I was just talking about bad things I've done in the past.
Snoop Dogg.
I saw Snoop Dogg at a Penthouse bash. I think it was in Vegas at the Super Bowl. No, it was, where was it? It was at a Super Bowl. I just don't remember where. And I went to the Penthouse bash with Howard Stern and some of the people from the Sirius XM. And we went to this Penthouse bash, and there he was. He was doing the concert for this party. Anyway, what did you think last night when Cooper Flagg went to the Mavericks for 1%? Are you kidding me? The 1%ers sure live large, don't they?
Once again, hey, the rich stay rich, Scott, and the other 99% of us, the Washington Wizards of the world. Those poor bastards. Those poor bastards. Can you believe that? Like, wow. I know everybody thinks it's a conspiracy and this and that and, like, whatever. It's random craziness and chaos. And they also got Paige Beckers, too. So they got the two best players going into that city, WNBA and NBA. I'm a big Cooper Flagg fan. I think he's going to be a great player. They get a new star. I mean, Nico Harrison somehow. Remember we were talking about, like, firing him and stuff. And don't think for a second that the ownership wasn't behind this as well, right? It wasn't just the GM. So I said, well, you got to give him a chance to see what he does in this offseason. But I said there's such a clown show, nobody's going to really want to play for them. But the fact is, they got Anthony Davis. Although, you know and I know, having Anthony Davis is like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to get hurt. Like, just point blank, he's going to get hurt. I like him as a player when he plays, but you've got Kyrie. I'm just saying hypothetically, right? But hypothetically, you got Davis, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Cooper Flagg right now, you got Gafford. It's a pretty good basketball team on paper. And now, I think other people will want to play with them. You know, you can get another free agent in here. They're going to have some money to spend as well. They're not paying Luka, and you don't have to pay Cooper Flagg that much money. So it's sort of like the quarterback on the rookie deal, Scott. The Mavericks are in a really good position now suddenly.
And Clay, I guess he can take that listing of his house off of Zillow that he, after his miserable year in Dallas, that he wanted to move. Now he's going to just, for sale signs coming down, he's going to stick around to play with Cooper Flagg. What do you think the verdict is going to be on Tatum's leg? Do you think it's an Achilles? You think he's finished? Do you think long-term, short-term? What do you think it is?
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not the right one to answer this. But yeah, we all pretend we all know everything nowadays, right? So I think he's done, Scott. I think it's like surgery, like into next year type of deal. I think it's like, will he ever be the same player again? Type of concern. You know, the fact that you saw him all out in tears, you know, like, you know, he knows, right? This isn't all be back in 2 days type of deal. One thing I heard you say, though, a couple of minutes ago, and I think it's kind of true. I think everybody's kind of booked the parade right now for the Knicks, Scott, right? It's one game at a time. Like, if you're the Celtics, you chip away, you win the next game, suddenly all the pressure's on New York after. And truth be told, listen, I don't like this because now Boston Celtic fans are going to use this as an excuse. But the fact is, the Knicks were about to win that game last night anyways, right? The Knicks were going to win. So, you know, they're going to use this as some sort of clutch. But if you're a champion, if you're like a championship team, you really shouldn't be that vulnerable, like, for one guy. And it's funny because in the past, there was always that, well, you know, other guys on the team, you know, it's not just about Tatum. So you have Porzingis, you have Jaylen Brown, right? You know, everyone's always told, oh, how good Derek White is. So prove it. I mean, I'm not feeling sorry for them. I guess that's the best way of putting it. And you know, this is it's the war of attrition in the NBA, guys, over the years. It happens all the time, every year. I remember when the Raptors won, Scott, but Durant got hurt and blah, 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 whatever. The series before, the Warriors swept the Blazers, and everybody said, oh, they're better without Durant. They don't need Durant. Then Durant gets hurt against the Raptors, and it's the excuse. The Boston Celtics got freaking lucky when they won. Every team that they played, the other guys were hurt. So it is, you know, Golden State right now, it is what it is, right? It's not, you know, I wish it didn't happen. I like to see the Stars play. But I don't feel sorry for these teams. Depth matters. It happens every year. It's a war of attrition. You got to get through it. I do think the Cavs are going to waste the Pacers tonight, Scott. I know you and I have been on the Pacers a lot in this series.
Yeah.
I love this Pacer team. I said coming into the playoffs, I thought they were a dark horse, like besides Boston and Cleveland, everyone with Boston, Cleveland on a collision course.
Right.
But I think the Cavs show up tonight. I think, and you see in this series, I think it's going to be a beatdown.
Without a doubt. What about Thunder in that
same thing?
10.
Same thing. Oklahoma City, guys, they either win by 40 at home or they lose the game. They're going to win every home game, Scott. They kill you. They're going to win the game.
All right, Morency, have a good show tonight. Good stuff.
Thanks, Scott.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
But still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career. Made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wanted to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the man.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
always love hooking up with the famed scribe, Mike DeCourcy of the Sporting News. You can catch him on Fox Sports during the college basketball season and on the Big Ten Network. He's on the take for the Indiana Hoosiers. I actually was just telling you that I was reffing last night, Mike, and the point of this is, so when like you look at around like basketball in the NBA, in my opinion, and in college particularly, high school for certain, there's always like a lot of older refs. And I think that guys, like I felt last night when I was doing these 2 games on this NBA court as I ran 5 miles, I thought to myself, after the first game, I'm in the second game and I'm running up and down this court and I have to be ahead of the play at all times. So you like have to hustle. And I was like, oh my God. And then I thought to myself after the first game, and then when it was over, I was driving in my car and I went, I wonder if I should retire from playing and just do this, because I felt like it was the most grueling night of running, way more than just playing. And when you play, you got, guys hammering you. Then if you make a mistake, you got teammates screaming at you. If you miss a shot, you're going to basketball prison. If you throw the ball away, make a turnover, they blame you for a week. And then when you're the ref, like I felt like, this isn't too bad. I'm in charge. Like some kid started yelling at me last night. I was like, shut up, tell your mother. And then that was it. It was over. And I was like, I got a lot of power here. Do you think I should retire from playing in the league and just start reffing at my ripe age of 60?
No, based on what you're saying, it sounds like you should get better teammates.
Well, we win titles. We win titles. We won 4 straight titles. But I'm like the 6th man.
Like it's a happy experience.
It isn't, because I'm the oldest guy and I play like 15 minutes. I average 12, and I've been averaging double-doubles. But the thing is, it's just such a pain in my ass. We play late at night, and I don't like it. And then when I did the reffing last night, I did 2 early games, and I was home watching the Knicks by 9:15. I was like, and I got paid like $50 a game to do it. I was like, I don't get paid to play.
Well, that may be the decisive factor, because you can put that hundy to good use. I know you.
Right. You know what I mean? If I do 2 weeks of games, that's a new pair of basketball shoes.
There you go.
On them. I don't have to buy them. So let me ask you your opinion of the 1%ers once again winning in life and getting Cooper Flagg. They had a 1% chance, and they get him. And these teams that are poor and broke and can't win and can't draw fans and never make the playoffs, and they're horrible, they lose out. And this guy, Harrison, wins after what he did to those fans in Dallas, and now they get Cooper Flagg.
It's interesting. I was thinking about this this morning, that a lot of people are reflecting on the fact that they did this massive screw up by trading Luka, and it was indeed just incomprehensible, right? And it led them to be into the lottery, and so they have a chance to win Cooper Flagg, and they do. And what we're overlooking is the fact that most of the teams that didn't get Cooper Flagg, or nearly all of them, had their own degree of incompetence or failure or inconsistency or whatever that led them to be in that same conversation. I mean, my goodness, the Washington Wizards, like, they didn't even know how to blow up the balls in Washington. They have been so bad for so long. And a lot of these teams have been there for so long that it's amazing. And honestly, Scott, one of the things that I respect the most about what we're seeing from the Knicks, and especially the Pacers, is that, like, they never got horrible. The Pacers picked 6th. It's the first time when they got Benedict Mathurin. They picked 6th a few years back, and it was one of the only times that they've picked in the top 10 in the last dozen years. And the Knicks, again, they have guys who've played at that level. I mean, Towns was one of the first picks. I think he might have been the first overall pick in 15. But they traded to get him. And a lot of the guys that they have are players that they built by acquiring through trades and that sort of thing. They certainly haven't had great teams over the last 20, 30, maybe 50 years. But they have not been one of those teams that have been consistently slogging in lottery territory and they've built this opportunity to perhaps play in the Eastern Conference Finals. I respect them.
So let me ask you, I want to shift gears dramatically to soccer. What did you think when, because I stopped in my tracks when I saw that Madrid coach leave and take the job as the coach of the Brazilian national team. Here's a guy that, does this guy not win everything in Real Madrid? I mean, the guy, all he does is win. They must have paid him a ton of money or something. I don't know the details. How did they lure him out of Madrid to go to Brazil?
That Madrid job is, you think of all the difficult jobs in college sports or professional sports here in America, and you put them all in a mountain, and that's being Madrid. Like the head coach at Madrid, it's in such a difficult position that I think that you just can only survive in that spot for so long. Zinedine Zidane, the great Zizou, he was in that position and won 3 consecutive Champions League titles and just said, "That's enough for me. I don't need to do this anymore." It's just an excruciating position to be in. When you're in it, you have the opportunity to win everything. Real has won Champions League more than any other team by far, but it's really a hard position to be in. And I think certainly he's not going into a low-pressure situation with Brazil, but in that circumstance, you're expected to do one World Cup cycle. Maybe one, if you do well, then you can stick around for one Copa America cycle. But it's not considered to be a year after year after year thing. You build up toward next year, 2026, and then maybe you stick around for a year or two after that. It's not expected to be long-term. So I totally get what Ancelotti is doing. It's just a difficult position to be in, it, which is interesting because the juxtaposition is Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving Liverpool, a Liverpool kid who grew up there and who went through their academy and who won the Premier League twice and Champions League once and multiple cups. And yet he's leaving because Real Madrid is the place every player supposedly needs to be. It's kind of lame if you think about it. That's my view on it. If you're a great player, you don't need to be on the best club to prove it. But that seems to be the ethos in European soccer. And so he's headed there. Meanwhile, his coach is saying no mas.
Well, and how about this? But this guy's leaving Liverpool. They just won another Premier League title.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's the matter? You bored winning? So who do you like on the 31st with PSG? I know you got to be rooting for Inter after the stories of you and your wife going to Milan to watch them play. I rooted for them the entire Champions League tournament. And that game's in Germany, right? I think the game's in Munich or something is where they're going to play the final. Who do you like in that PSG Inter game?
Yeah, they play it on a neutral field, just like the Super Bowl. A lot of people dream about one day having that game here. I'm not sure that'll ever happen, but I just have been so impressed by PSG, Scott. Paris Saint-Germain. They have this ability to just strangle games when they need to control the ball when they need to. They don't generate a ton of goals, but I think they'll score enough against Inter. I really love this matchup. It's a lot of fun, but PSG, I think, has finally figured out, again, you don't have to have an all-star team to win. That's what they did a decade ago. They tried to win with an all-star team. They tried it, and then they added onto the all-stars. They said, okay, we don't have enough all-stars. We need Lionel Messi and Neymar, and it still didn't work. Then all those guys left, and now they've got a great shot to win it.
So we'll never get a Champions League final. And they said the same thing about we'll never have an American Pope until we got a guy from the south side of Chicago running the Vatican. Mike, great stuff, buddy.
Thanks, Scott.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
I'm ready to relive the Knicks win last night. Let's do it.
How could you not be ready to renew the Knicks win? It was such a moment at the Garden as they go up 3-1 in the series on the Celtics, 121-113. Jalen Brunson had quite the night, 39 points, 12 dimes, 5 boards. He was doing a lot of his heavy lifting late, as usual, on ESPN.
Brunson against White. Hesitation, flips it up with the left hand. Bang, shot's good. 33 for Jalen Brunson. Shot clock down to 7. Brunson drives, gets past Horford, stops, pulls up, two-pointer, got it! Brunson looking, step back, three-pointer. It's good! Rattled around and dropped through!
I mean, this guy, what's there to say? Every game in the fourth, he's going off. You know, Saturday didn't, but every other game, game 1, game 2, game 4, he's gone off in the fourth quarter and, you know, when it matters most, and he certainly was doing it in the third last night as well. The guy's a stud. I love the way he finds his shot and gets his space. Like on that shot in front of Horford, it was just a dribble down the left elbow, and then he just kicked back toward the wing with a step back, and he just did a high riser right over Horford, all splash. The guy's got that wing step back popper down to a science, and he you know, really jacks it up high in the air, and it comes down in the ocean. So he's just unbelievable. He's become such a stud. You know, he always was. Let's face facts. I think that was another grave error that Dallas made, letting him go. And then you look at him all the way back at Villanova. He was a stud then, too, in Philly.
He's made for New York, though. He really is. He's made for New York. This was the right place for him. He made the right decision to come here and leaving Dallas. I've given you a lot of stats about Brunson, especially during these playoffs. Now, this is like a continuation. Remember the one I gave you last week where he had the most fourth quarter points through the first 5 or 6 games of the playoffs or something like that? Well, now he's played 10 games in the playoffs. He's got 102 points in the first 10 games of the playoffs just in the fourth quarter. So he's averaging 10 points a fourth quarter so far. That is more than Kobe had 100 in 2003. Kobe had 100 in 2001. Curry had 99 in 2 years ago. And Kobe had 99 in 2008. Brunson has 102 in the first 10 games for fourth quarters of this playoff. The guy's unbelievable. I saw the Frazier one you sent me. Only Nick in playoff history with 35 plus, 10 plus dimes, 5 plus boards in a playoff game, leading the charge. And that's what he's doing right now. There's no question about it. He's been unbelievable.
I think when Clyde's sitting there styling courtside, I think he probably is reminiscing about his own game, and he sees that in Brunson.
Let's start things off by hearing from a few of these guys. We'll start with Tibbs, of course. They started slow last night. Boston came out, had an immediate 10-point lead, but the Knicks were able to battle back again. Tibbs, very proud of them.
Well, I thought they hit us early, and obviously we got in a hole. But I love the way we fought back, showed a lot of toughness and more discipline in the second half, and then timely plays, everyone working together on both ends of the floor. So I think it starts with your defense, and then you have to have a lot of toughness, and then you have to do it together. And I thought the guys did that.
I mean, let's face facts. It's real simple in basketball at any level. If you make stops, you make buckets. I mean, you just get enough stops, you'll win a game every time. If you don't play defense, you get involved in back and forth games, you lose games. But if you make stops, anything's possible at the other end. Your game will come around. The shot will eventually fall. The cut will happen. You'll make the bucket. It all stems from defense. It is no different, literally, than the philosophies of Bob Knight. Bob Knight coached man defense. Everything started and ended with defense. You either played stiff man or you weren't playing. And then when you played great defense, you see what happens. Only team to ever go undefeated in a college basketball season. And they just were never that good offensively, his teams. But when you play great defense, you can win national championships with a good defense or a good offense. Not a great offense, just a good offense. They never had incredible, amazing superstar players. Now, I won't deny when they won the title, Benson and May, and all these guys that they had were good. They were all really good. They weren't great. None of them became great NBA players ever. The only one I've ever mentioned that became a great player was Isaiah Thomas. Let's face facts. Indiana won with defense. And Thibodeau is preaching, it stops. That's how you win in the NBA, in the playoffs. You win championships. You'll win a title if you have the best defense.
Certainly do. Let's slide Brunson in here fast before we go to break. He thinks the Knicks haven't even played their best game yet.
Yeah, whoa. I think it was a sense of urgency, desperation, just knowing that we have a great opportunity. And we're playing a really good team, and I don't even think we're playing our best basketball yet. We have a team who's fairly new this year, and we still have a long way to go to be the best thing we can be. And there's always time to learn for us, and so we got to make sure that we're never satisfied, and just having that student mentality.
I will literally, honestly, I'll have to wear diapers if they win a championship. I'll have to wear diapers. I will, because I'm gonna, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up going to the bathroom right in my pants if they win it all.
I'll tell you this. I got some future stuff for you later, but I'll just tell you now. The Knicks are the favorites to win the Eastern Conference now at the book. They are now the favorites. I can't have it.
This is just torture. What you're doing to me, torture. What you're doing right now.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Ferrall coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
So it just goes on and on with this Knick game. In fact, like, I'm really enjoying this. I could talk about this all day.
I know that you can. I did think we should at least tell you what everyone else did. It wasn't just Brunson. Cat had 23 and 11. Bridges had 23. OG had 20, and he hit some big shots in the fourth quarter. So he had four guys with 20-plus last night.
Yeah.
The Knicks did. And that says that will absolutely do it. Now, of course, Jayson Tatum will be the talk now as we all await the results of this MRI and to see it. Now, you just mentioned this earlier. I don't like – I get we live in a day and age now where everybody runs out and they're doctors on social media.
Yeah.
They all get on Twitter and they freeze frame the clips and they tell you, there's a 74% chance that this is a torn ACL, this is a ruptured Achilles. Shut up.
Where's Dr. Zhivago when you need him?
Well, the doc's a doc. You know, at least that we know the doc's has some medical background. You get these people out there that are basically just watching the game at their house and they're telling you, breaking it down film by film. Tatum did have 42 in the game. He left with the right leg injury. We'll find out. You were just talking about defense. Tibbs was talking about defense. After the game, Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, he was talking about defense for the wrong reasons.
Get ready for the next one. Get ready to fight. Get ready to come out on our home floor and do what we need to do. That's the goal. It's still the goal. We got enough in this locker room. So I believe in my guys. We just, tonight defensively, it was terrible defensively tonight, to be frank. Just no resistance. We was just too concerned. Offense was great. Offense was fine. We made a lot of shots, but just no resistance on defense.
Bottom line. The Knicks third quarter was unbelievable, right? What'd they put on him, 39? All I know is, like we said, if you don't make stops, you don't win. That's it. And especially when you get down to the last 12 minutes, you gotta make stops. And literally when I'm playing, every single day I play, I'll be running down the court and somebody will literally every single time down. We need stops. Stops. That's all that matters here is stops. It doesn't matter who scores, who shoots, how good your look is. stops. Basketball is won with stops. All they ever talk about is what guys score. We do it too here on this show. What guys' numbers are. The best players are the ones they never talk about. This guy, like Green, he's a great, guy gets stops. And those stops lead to points. That's it. That's all there is to it. So one team last night played defense. The other one didn't.
That is precisely why. And now Boston will go home down 3-1. Before I give you those numbers, I saw this footage last night, and I wasn't sure if this was footage from outside where you were reffing the game and you made some bad calls and people were coming after you, or if this was outside Madison Square Garden. Look at this, the scene out on 7th Avenue. I mean, this is the second round, right? And look at how rowdy it is out there. No, they weren't chasing after you. That's outside Madison Square Garden last night. Wow.
A kid said to me last night in the game, some young kid, he must have been all of 24. He said something about Casper, the friendly ghost. And I said to him that he banged his mother. And then that was the end of him talking to me. So, he tried to come at me with some kind of Casper, the friendly ghost comment. I said, yeah, it's the funniest thing. And then I told him what Casper had been doing to his mom. And that was the end of him for talking to me for the rest of the night. He just looked at me like, what? Wait, what? Did you just say that Casper did my mom? I was like, yeah, shut up. Let's go. Run to the other end. But my point of the outside of the Garden, this is what it was like Saturday. This is what it was like last night. You have to understand, if they go to the Eastern Final, it's going to be even bigger. If they go to the NBA Finals, it's going to be 1 million+ people in the streets. There will be no traffic. There will be no cabs. There will be no cars. There will be no movement of vehicles whatsoever, cops or otherwise, or ambulances. There will be 1 million people in the streets partying. It is like nothing you've ever seen. All these cities with their candy-ass crowds that gather, like these, the Deer Park and all these other Femi ones, Edmonton, Toronto, they suck. You're not New York.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Dr. Dre said at one time here, James Wood, always up to no good, man. I like a couple players in that lineup, man, on a day-to-day basis can really get after it. Again, playing good baseball, 15-19 overall. We'll see how they pursue.
The Reds are a really fun team. Reds are, we're going to talk about them a ton, and I don't think they'll compete for a wild card. But again, they're a team like the Nats where they're going to give other teams trouble at times, and they can't overlook that matchup. Cubs win the division, as we all expected.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star three trio is, they can make the guys around them better, and they can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.